Peak Till, a small island, is the westernmost point of Hong Kong. The island is uninhabited. The nearest permanently established settlement is the fishing village of Tai O, a 5-kilometer hike from here. Peak Till is known as Kai Yat Kok in Cantonese, which means chicken wing point. It is named so because the island resembles a chicken wing when seen from Lantau Island, the nearest point of land. Peak Till is actually connected by land to Lantau Island by a tombolo when the tide is low enough, usually below 0.5 meters. A tombolo is a type of landform created by the deposition of material, which creates a narrow strip of land that connects an island to a larger piece of land. In this case, the tombolo used to reach the island is only accessible for a short while during extremely low tide. The island is just over 2 kilometers from the maritime border with China and can be accessed from Section 7 of the Lantau Trail, a hiking trail which circumnavigates the Lantau South and North country parks. Reaching the westernmost point of the island itself is difficult though, as the 1.4-kilometer coastline is rugged and difficult to traverse. The island is located in the western portion of the Southwest Lantau Marine Park, which was recently designated in April 2020. It was created to help conserve the habitat of the Chinese white dolphin, commonly the pink dolphin, which resides in the region. Because of the geography of the region, the freshwater of the Pearl River heavily influences this area, which creates an optimal environment for pink dolphins. Apart from the marine park, the area is also surrounded by the Lantau South Country Park, which is Hong Kong's largest. As such, the area is completely untouched. The only sign of human existence is the rare hiker that walks these remote parts. Because the Pearl River only projects its influence on the western side of Lantau Island, with the rest being open sea, occasionally a split in the color of water can be observed at Fan Lau, which literally means separation of water flows in Cantonese. The muddy water of the Pearl River Delta, filled with sediment on the west, and the clear waters of the South China Sea in the east meet at the tip of the Fan Lau Peninsula, giving it its name. Fan Lau also contained a village of the same name, though the area now remains largely abandoned. In the past, the village once had 200 residents and it even had its own school. Now, however, most villagers have moved to areas which are easier to access, as the nearest road from Fan Lau is a 7-kilometer hike away. However, Fan Lau used to be an area of great strategic importance to defend shipping routes against pirate attacks. As such, the Fan Lau Fort was built in 1729 by the Qing dynasty to protect the area. However, the fort was relatively primitive and was captured by the very pirates it was meant to defend against. In 1810, imperial forces recaptured the fort and the area remained relatively unchanged until the fort was abandoned in 1898 after the lease of the new territories to the British Empire. After the fort was abandoned, it slowly fell into disrepair over the years. Villagers living in Fan Lau took stones from its walls to utilize as raw materials for construction, and the old fortification was surrounded by thick foliage. Fan Lau Fort was declared a monument on the 13th of November 1981, and it was later restored in stages by the government. There's also an even older declared monument in Fan Lau, a stone circle dating from the late Neolithic era, around 4500 BCE. The purpose of this circle is unknown, but historians believe the stone circle may have been used for rituals. There is also a Tin Hau temple here dedicated to the goddess of the sea. In the late 1980s, CLP sought to build a new electricity plant in Hong Kong. CLP proposed to build a coal-fired plant at Fan Lau. This was fiercely opposed by major environmental groups in Hong Kong, and in 1990, the Fan Lau site was rejected by the government for its, quote, unprecedented level of conflict with the country parks ordinance. To the north of Peak Till is Yi O, which, like Fan Lau, has had its glory days long gone. It used to have a population of over 1,000 people, but residents moved to nearby Tai O for a better life. After facing years of neglect, Groups in recent years have tried to revive Hong Kong's once thriving agriculture industry. Now, Yeo boasts Hong Kong's largest rice paddy cultivation, preserving an integral part of Hong Kong's development. Rice production in Hong Kong used to be so productive that there was a net export. However, by the 1970s, rice farming had disappeared from Hong Kong. To support their cause, you can buy their local produce in their store in Tai O. If you're a fan of hiking and can handle long distances, then I encourage you to visit this remote part of Hong Kong to see its unique beauty. Make sure to check the Hong Kong Observatory's website beforehand to check tide levels, as Peaked Hill and the tombolo connecting it are only accessible by foot when the tide falls below 0.5 meters. Google Maps directions for all the sites mentioned in this video will be down below in the description.